Venue owners aren't getting enough venue hire inquiries because they're not targeting the right people. In this video, we're going to be sharing with you our tactic to help venue owners get more venue hire bookings through their social media platforms. My name's Benjamin. I am the founder of Illusion Entertainment. Over the last 7 years, we've helped several venues across the UK get more venue hire bookings, more events organized in their venues, more people through their doors by spending several thousands of pounds of our own money into adverts that help them get more people in through the doors. And in this video, as I said, we'll be walking through one of the tactics that we use to do that. So what's the main problem? The problem is that venues want to be busy. If you own a venue, you want to be busy throughout the week. Competition is tough, and the nature of customers has changed over time. So from 2020, I'm sure you understand, because of COVID, things have changed. Venue owners need to understand that they're no longer just competing with the venue down the road. They're no longer competing with the pub down the road, the bar that's opposite to them. When it comes to your customers, you're now competing with Netflix. You're now competing with Paramount Plus. You're now competing with Amazon Prime. You're competing with all the streaming platforms that are available to your customer. Disney Plus. Why? Because there's different options to do now. And the generation is shifting. The customer behavior is shifting. The philosophy of what your customer believes is shifting. So therefore, it means that what you need to do changes. If the behavior of the customer changes, doing the same thing that worked 5-10 years ago won't work now, which is where we're seeing a lot of the disconnect between the businesses, the clubs, the bars, the venues, and the customers. And to top that all off, your customers, your ideal customers now, more than ever, are being bombarded with more advertising. With the rise of social media, with people that have access to different platforms on their phone, they're being bombarded on all sorts of platforms. Not just that, but you've got things like radio, you've got things like standard TV. So if you think about it, they're being bombarded with different messages to get them to buy this, to buy that, to get this, to get that. So because of that, they're just being flooded. So let's dive right into the solution. Number one, if you're not currently, as a venue, if you're not currently running social media adverts, then you need to. Before anything else, that is the most important thing. And if that isn't being done right now, then the tactics that we use, the advice that we'd give, won't be applicable. So that is very, very important. You need to be putting out there, there's a huge opportunity for social media ads. So assuming that you're currently doing social media ads, the most important thing when it comes to the top of funnel, that means that as soon as someone sees your advert, is that it needs to feel targeted to them. If you remember earlier, I mentioned that a lot of people are currently being bombarded by hundreds, if not, thousands of messages each week, some each day. Then it needs to be something that resonates with them, something that speaks directly to them, because they're getting flooded with messages. So if yours is another generic message of just saying venue hire ads, for example, let's say you have a free venue hire, it's just an ad saying free venue hire, it's just going to be another message that gets flooded. And that ends up with you leaving feeling that your money is essentially being wasted on this stuff. So yeah, just to sum that up, the most important thing when it comes to when people come across your ad, the most important tactic, the key tactic that we use, is that we make it feel like it's for them. And we'll dive in a bit later into some actual examples of call outs or how we target them on whether it's a video, whether it's a picture, for the customer. So why is this important? Why is this the tactic that has so important that it's made us create a video for it? Well, if you think about it like this way, if you are currently in a crowd full of people and someone shouts something random, anything random, someone just shouts something random, you're not really likely to look. Like, yes, it's a loud noise, but there's a good chance that you're not going to look. But if someone shouts your name, you are a lot more likely to look. Now, why is that? You're more likely to look because, well, it's your name and it's something that you associate yourself with. That is the most important part of this philosophy, is the association. The reason that it's so important to make your customer feel that your message associates with them is because of all the messages that they're getting constantly and daily. So if you think of whenever your customer's on any platform, think of let's talk about Facebook, for example. They're seeing loads of stuff. They're seeing loads of advertisements. They're scrolling, but they come across something that talks about, maybe it's their favorite sports team, for example. It could be, let's say, their favorite local sports team. It talks about an upcoming match or something that's happened with them. They're a lot more likely to stop. Why? Because it's associated with you. It's associated with your interest. So therefore, you're more likely to get that attention. You're more likely to engage. So how do we apply this? Here's some examples of some actual examples of how we implement this, how we actually have a method to associate with customers. So number one, the location example. So event organizers in West London, so that's a location example. So whatever area you're in, whatever city you're in, you could be in a very big city, and within that city, there's different areas. You could use that. If you're in a very large city, for example, which is why, for example, London is a really good example, is because London, there's different parts, and London's pretty big. So say West London, there's a lot of different boroughs within, a lot of different pockets within West London. So if you're in New York, for example, there could be different areas in your state. And so you could say, if you're an event organizer in the state, yeah, so that's that one. So the second one is age range. Some event ages you've noticed might do better than others. So an example that we've used in the past is over 30s event organizers, book your event here. Very, very straightforward example. And then the final type of example that we could give for the sake of the video is the type of event. So there's loads of different types of events that happen. There's loads of different types of events that do well at your venue. So an example that one of the venues that we work with, they noticed that comedy nights do really well, especially during the week, especially for busy professionals. It makes a good amount of money and it targets the right people. So what do we say? Comedy night event organizers, book your night with us or book your event with us, for example. So the key thing is having that, whatever type of that event. It could be an R&B event. You've noticed that R&B day parties do really well. It could be maybe house or drum and bass. It could be a multitude of type of events that you've seen in the last 2 years at your venue, that each time they've come, the event's been good. Just insert whatever type that event is, followed with the call to action, meaning whether you want them to message you, whether you want them to book with you, whether you want them to call you. So insert the thing you're targeting with the call to action. Together, that is the key tactic to help you increase the amount of quality leads, that inquiries or people asking that you get. So just to sum it all up, just by naming the type of customer or event organizer, promoter that you want at your venue, you significantly increase the likelihood of them responding to your message, to your, whether it's organic or whether it's an advert. Why is that? Because when people see something that is associated with them, they are more likely to respond. And if they're more likely to respond, they're more likely to, well, drop you a message. If they're more likely to drop you a message, that means that you're more likely to engage with them, respond with them, fulfill their request. They get a venue, you make your money, everyone's happy. So if you enjoyed this video and you found it useful, first of all, we really appreciate if you give us a subscribe, like it, share with anyone that you think would find this useful as well. Also, if you're looking for more help and you are a venue owner or you're a venue manager, we have a free PDF attached at the bottom of the video in the description, where you will be able to see different examples of images, posters that we've used for advertisements, for organic, to help increase the amount of venue inquiries that a venue would get. And we use the examples in this video as well. So that is very useful, all free. All you have to do to get the PDF is just click the link in the description. It will take you to the page and you can do that. So thank you so much for listening to this video, and please subscribe.